It stretches for 14 miles along rugged terrain. The quickly rising wall now cuts through areas that the Kumeyaay Nation, a collection of native tribes based on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border, consider a major thoroughfare for their people.
It was used for generations before white settlers arrived. Burial sites, villages, and other culturally sensitive locations dot the landscape. But the Kumeyaay say that Customs and Border Protection, which has helped manage construction on the site, is not correctly assessing the cultural heritage that they're now building atop of.
They're using 10-year-old surveys to try to say that there aren't sites in certain areas, and when we've gone out there to protest, we've seen midden soil, which is signs of cremation. We've seen flakes, tools, grinding stones. We've seen everything out there, and that's in areas that they say that aren't artifacts.
28-year-old Cynthia Parada is a tribal council member of the La Posta Band of Mission Indians. She and other young Kumeyaay women have been leading the protest movement in the searing heat of summer in the Laguna Mountains. They've been standing in front of construction equipment and blocking access roads. Parada says the government is breaking the law by disregarding the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, known as NAGPRA. Congress enacted it in 1990 to protect and safely relocate Native burial sites.
We just want them to do it right. Right now they're waiving the laws that protect our remains, which is through NAGPRA, and they're waiving a lot of other laws as well, which is we're just not okay with because we fought so hard to get those laws to begin with, and now they're waiving them and just blowing through the work.
Last week, members of the Kumeyaay Nation were accompanied by a forensic anthropologist who says she identified what was most likely a cremated human bone.
This looks like it might be maybe a hand or foot bone.
In the past, Customs and Border Protection has reached out to Native groups to determine what to do with remains and engage in a government-to-government consultation about the best way to move forward with construction while preserving cultural heritage sites. It usually does this months before the beginning of construction. But this time, Parada says the government began construction without doing any of that.
We actually just heard about it and we went out there to see if it was true, and we seen the construction work getting done, and that's when we decided to take action because we didn't know about it. We never received any information about it.
The Kumeyaay say a representative from the Army Corps of Engineers told them the DoD is allowed to waive laws regarding burial sites because the wall construction is a matter of national defense. The money used for the wall construction is being redirected from the Pentagon's counter-narcotic budget, a transfer of money that's currently being challenged in court. Now, with further proof that CBP and the DoD are moving forward with the project without following the law, the Kumeyaay are preparing a lawsuit of their own to try to stop it.
And they're creating new access roads, they're creating new storage areas for their equipment, and none of those areas were monitored.
CBP says it had several discussions with Kumeyaay leadership and members of various tribes since June to address their specific concerns. Kumeyaay protesters and especially younger tribe members say those meetings have gone nowhere.
We're just out there simply protecting the land, protecting the history.
19-year-old Brooke Baines, who grew up on the Manzanita Reservation, has been juggling her first cashier job with helping organize the protests.
Kumeyaay women are a strong group of women, so I would say it's really important that the young women are leading it because a lot of things in this world are ran by men, and older men at that.
Bain says that's why they have to continue direct action, to keep going to the wall to try to stop construction.
I stay in prayer while I'm out there. I'm praying the whole time that I'm out there for safety of my people, for protection, for the desecration to stop, and understanding and education for the people that surround me that are doing these things. So I'm not really thinking about me and myself and my body. I'm praying.
Max Rivlin-Nadler, KPBS News.